This house right here is the house that made me $50,000 in an assignment fee. And it was a probate deal that most people would probably ignore. The owner had passed and left the property behind to her daughter, who was pretty much just using it as a house for storage. And it ended up just sitting there, and it seemed like nobody was doing anything with it. Honestly, that's exactly how I ended up finding out about that house across the street, because while I was here touring this house, shortly after, I noticed that very ugly one across the street. And that's the house that I showed you guys in the previous video, or a couple of videos ago, where I put a door hanger on the doorknob. And this is why I constantly try to preach. When you're driving for dollars, this is exactly what you're looking for. You want to find out what the situation is. If there's overgrown grass, deferred maintenance, no movement, these are usually signs that tells you there's something deeper going on in the back end. As I mentioned earlier, this ended up being a probate deal. That just means that the owner passed away, and now the property is going through the court process before it can be sold. A lot of people avoid these because they think it's a complicated deal, but this is actually where some of the best opportunities are, right here with probates, and it's free. And how I got it was pretty simple. What I did personally was pull the probate record, which is public information. Uh, you can get that through the courthouse, a data provider, or software, depending on the market that you're in. It was at that point I found out who exactly was responsible for the estate, and I decided to reach out. Obviously, I wasn't trying to force a deal, but just to have a conversation and understand the situation. A lot of times, these sellers just need someone to make the process easier. There's somebody out there that needs help, and they just don't know how to ask for the help, and that's where you come in. So once we had a conversation, we worked out something that made sense for both of us, and then I got it under contract. And then I ended up assigning that contract for $50,000. This is exactly why I say don't just look for houses, look for situations. Probate is one of the biggest ones most people overlook. And it's usually because you guys are just afraid to have a conversation because, I get it though. Somebody passed away. You don't want to step on any toes, but I promise you, it's a simple conversation. If you like this content, feel free to like, share, subscribe, write a comment down below. Have you ever done a probate before? Have you ever assigned a probate before? Let me know in the comments. Peace.